Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I wanted to share with you an easy dessert recipe from my cookbook Beyond Borscht, and this one is a childhood favorite. We are going to make in some caramel waffle rolls. These are made with a crispy sweet waffle on the outside, and then the inside is filled with a creamy caramel filling, and then the waffles are dipped into some chocolate. These are such a treat and they're really popular in Eastern Europe for special occasions and holidays, and I used to love making these as a child. The waffles are made with a super easy batter, just sugar, eggs, vanilla, butter, flour, and we'll use a special waffle cone maker to make the waffles before dipping them into a little bit of chocolate, adding that caramel buttercream filling. These are so easy to make and incredibly delicious. Head on down into the video description box for the link for where you can purchase my cookbook. I'm also going to have the details up on my website. Meanwhile, let's make these incredible rolls. Start by preheating a medium-sized saucepan over medium heat. We're going to add in half a cup of unsalted butter, and we want that butter to melt completely before we add our next ingredients. To the melted butter, we'll add in 1 cup of white granulated sugar, and we need 1.5 cups of whole milk. We're going to heat this for a couple minutes until that sugar is completely dissolved. You don't necessarily need to bring this to a boil. Just cook until that sugar is dissolved. Pour the butter, sugar, and milk mixture into a separate bowl, and you want this to cool down for at least 15 to 20 minutes until it's just at room temperature. Next, we'll need 2 large eggs. Add those in. Half a teaspoon of sea salt, and we'll need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then whisk this all together. You want the eggs to be well beaten. And last, we'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And you'll want to whisk this until you have a really smooth batter with no clumps remaining. With my waffle batter ready to go, I could start preheating my machine. You will need a special waffle cone maker machine for this recipe. I'm going to include the one that I'm using today down in the video description box below. It's available up on Amazon and other stores. Essentially, it's a waffle cone maker, the same kind you'd find like at an ice cream shop where they can make cones for you. This is like the home version of that. And here's a close-up look at the machine I'm using today. It's called a Crumb Cake Express, and it has this beautiful pattern on the inside. I usually like to set it at about a 4 or a 5 for a nice golden color. And you want to wait until this says ready, and then we'll add in our batter. Add approximately 1.5 tablespoons of this batter directly into the center. And then close the machine, and it's going to automatically spread that batter evenly. And bake for a couple of minutes until the waffle is a golden brown color. Once the waffle is done, you want to use a rubber spatula to lift it off of the machine. Don't scratch this metal surface. And while this waffle is still hot, you want to quickly roll it right up. I'm going to make like little cones for today's recipe. In my cookbook, I just made regular rolls. You could do one or the other, or a combination of both. And then just hold it in place until the waffle is cooled down, and then it'll retain its shape, and it'll look just like that. If you want to make rolls instead of cones, use the handle of a wooden spoon and wrap that waffle right around while it's still nice and hot. Let that set for about 30 seconds to a minute. Then you have a beautiful little roll. Once the waffle cones have cooled and hardened, go ahead and melt some dark chocolate melts. I'm using the Ghirardelli melts. There's 10 ounces in here. Just melt it in the microwave, and then you could grab the little waffle cones and dip the top edge right in. Just like that, and then just shake off any excess chocolate. So I'm just coating the rim, or like the inside, with that chocolate. And then place it onto the parchment paper to set. You can also drizzle the cones with some extra chocolate on top. And if you wanted to add a little something extra, maybe tap that chocolate into some diced nuts. I have some diced pecans, diced pistachios would also work really great for this recipe. My waffle cones are all done, dipped into chocolate. Some of the last ones, the chocolate is just setting up. Now we could switch gears and make that caramel buttercream filling. We'll need 1 cup of softened unsalted butter. Just drop that into a mixing bowl. And the key to a really great buttercream is mixing the butter all by itself until it's really fluffy, creamy, smooth. You could do this in a stand mixer or with a little hand mixer. To our creamed butter, I'm going to add 1 13-ounce can of dulce de leche. This is a thick caramel that's made with sweetened condensed milk. Drop that into the butter. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix this together until the caramel and the butter are well combined. And for our last ingredient, we'll need 1 cup of powdered sugar. And this is going to make our frosting a little bit lighter and fluffier. And then mix this for another 3 to 4 minutes. Transfer the filling into a pastry bag tipped with a simple star tip. Once the chocolate has set on the waffle cones, you want to take the pastry bag and insert the tip all the way as far down as you can, because you want to fill the inside of the cone too, and then just kind of swirl that caramel onto the outside. Doesn't that look pretty? Once you have the waffle cones filled with the caramel filling, you could eat these right away, or if you're not serving them right away, place them onto a serving tray, cover them loosely with a little bit of plastic food wrap, and place them into the refrigerator. They could stay in the fridge for up to 3 or 4 days. The waffle cone does get a little bit soggier over time, so I recommend enjoying them as soon as you can. Let's dig in to enjoy one of these. I love how they turned out. These look so pretty with the chocolate dipping as well. These are so good. These waffle cones are so incredibly delicious, and I love all the textures and flavors here. You get the sweet, crispy waffle on the outside combined with that creamy caramel filling on the inside, and then that chocolate dipping just on the edge there adds even more incredible flavor. If you've never had one of these before, you are in for a real treat. They're just the perfect little snacks. Head on down into that video description box for my cookbook order links and for the recipe available up on my website. I hope you enjoyed these incredible little treats. Next time you have a special occasion or holiday to celebrate. Thank you so much for watching my latest episode, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.